when we pull guard in competition, there's no points for guard pull, but you need to have a grip on your partner when you pull guard. If you just sit down, you're going to get, straight away, you're going to get a disadvantage, and they'll stand you back up. So you need to make sure that you guys are making a grip before. It doesn't matter where the grip is on the gig, in the sleeve, in the collar, whatever it is, doesn't matter. But you need to make sure that you get a grip before you pull guard. So if you want to do a takedown, that's okay as well. But for this class, because we're working on closed guard, we're just going to go to closed guard from our guard pull. Now, you're not allowed to jump closed guard either. You need to be really careful with that. You can't grip up and jump closed guard. So you need to go open guard, then go to closed guard. Cool? The best way I found for me, or when I used to compete and pull closed guard, we were allowed to jump closed guard, but if I couldn't get to the closed guard and jump closed guard, I used to do this method, right? So I just pretend like I'm going to do a Tominage or like I'm lifting my partner up. And whenever someone's feet start to come off the ground a little bit, their instinct is to put their feet on the ground, and that's when I used to just go to closed guard. So I just make a little feint like I'm going to try and do a sweep or something like that, and then just close my guard. So the first thing, guys, is the stance. If you're going to pull guard, you want to make sure that you're not too high up, and that you're leaning over, all right, but you're not like all your weight's not forward and all your weight's not back. You're just nice and comfortable, and you want to be able to move around, hands out in front so you can make your grip, all right? So just going to move around. I'm just going to grip the abs gear here, 1, 2. As soon as I make my grips, I'm going to step in and put my foot in the hip. What you don't do is, you don't grab and then try to go from here. They're just going to grab your leg and take you down straight away, right? So when I'm here, 1, 2, what I want to do is I want to step in, and I'm almost going to lower myself down with my legs. So I'm going to kind of use my partner's weight, like hang off them a little bit, and that's going to kind of support my weight a little bit, and then I can sort of do a one-legged squat, put my foot into the hip. So when I'm here, I'm going to step 1, kind of hang off them, and as I drop my weight, my butt hits the floor. Before my butt hits the floor, I want to get my foot to the hip. So I don't want to do this. Yeah, he's going to go straight past. All right? I can't drop my butt down, then put my feet up. It's just, I'm like sitting in a V. It's so easy just to twist me wherever they want. Just get around me. So when I'm here, 1, 2, I'm going to step in. As I lower myself down, my foot's going to go here. 1, 2. As soon as I get to here, I'm going to square back up, put 2 feet on the hips, lift, and as I lift, I feel that reaction. I'm just going to drop and go to closed guard. All right? So it's pretty simple movement, but you want to do it like, first do it slowly and then you can get faster and faster as you go along. So 1, 2, 1. You see, just a little lift. Doesn't have to be like crazy, just has to be enough to cause a reaction. All right, so grip, 1, 2, move around. 1, 2, go here. Cool? Easy? All right, grab your partner, guys. We'll go 2 each, swap over 2 each. And then we'll work from close guard to line, all right? On 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Let's go, guys. Thanks, guys. Back. Let's go, guys. Grab your partner. What do you got? You need a partner?
As I'm feeling like going up. Yeah. Not like you don't perform like full halfway through. It's not one or the other. Yeah, I think I did the opposite the first time. I just sat there and the other time. Yeah.
Guys, when you're doing it now, move around a little bit with your partner, but loosen up, relax when you're doing it, guys. Don't be too tense. You've got to be nice and relaxed.
Yeah, when you can see someone leaning down and stepping back, you don't want to unnecessarily give them any clues. I think the problem is you come too early. Yeah. I actually used to be really bad. It's actually almost really getting the standard there is really, really expensive. And my teacher there, Jay, is
Okay, guys, let's go back in the middle. Let's go, let's go. All right, so now we've got the close guard. Maybe the full guard, get the close guard. So what I wanted to do, last night we went over some arm locks. We've looked at how to open close guard a little bit, which I want to go further into as well, a little bit more detail in another class. Tonight I don't want to do too much technique with you guys, but just talk to you a little bit about like why close guard is a strong position and why it probably should be used more, but kind of why it isn't used more, and also like why the other guards, like the open guards and stuff, sort of get taught first, especially here we teach a lot of open guards. So to get really straight to it is that open guard I like to teach first. It's a little bit backwards. Normally when you go to a club and you're starting jiu-jitsu, you learn close guard. But what I find is like a lot of the new guys, what they'll do is they go close guard and they just hold on, and then they just hold on like here. And then you spend 6 minutes like holding like this, and the guy on top can't do anything, can't move. The guy on bottom's not really doing anything, right? So there's a difference between holding the close guard and playing close guard or controlling close guard. There's two different things. Right? One, if I'm just holding, I'm not doing anything, I'm just holding on. Two, the second one, playing, I'm trying to actively advance my position. Close guard is one of those sort of tightrope positions. It's like when you first talk to people about close guard, they either avoid it completely, they don't like playing it at all because they feel like they just get stuck there, they can't do their submissions, they can't do sweeps, they can't take the back or anything like that. And then, or they love it and they just want to play it all the time, but they might not necessarily know how to go to the back or how to, it's just sort of like a safe position for them to go to. So they close their legs, they're like, all right, I can stay here for 3 minutes and not get my guard past or get tapped. I kind of think close guard's a lot harder to learn than what people think. People kind of tend to think it's just like jump in, close your legs and away you go. But it's kind of like the mount. The mount is one of those positions where it's one of the most dominant positions in jiu-jitsu, but a lot of people avoid the mount because it's hard to hold. It's hard to submit there. So especially at a beginner level, if you took a poll and went through all the white belts and saw blues and said, hey, what position do you like better on top? Most of them probably go side control because it's easier to hold, it's easier to transition, it's easier to see where to go to next. And there's less sort of subtleties to the position. Even though there's a lot of subtleties to side control, there's less subtleties. And just like mount, there's a lot of subtleties, there's a lot of control because your limitation on how much you can move. So you have to have a lot of control through your hips, through your knees, understanding pressure, understanding positioning, body position. And same in the guard. It's like people get drawn to open guard more because of the control they have, the freedom of movement, the amount of techniques that you have in open guard is way more. It's just a fact there's a lot more things that we can do in open guard than there is we can do in closed guard. But if we play closed guard properly, it's like a good mount. We can have total control there. One thing that's good about closed guard is once I close my legs, if I'm good in closed guard, I can funnel my partner into, I know the things that he has to do to advance the position. So once I close my legs and I start to break posture, I'm like, right, I know he's got to put some pressure on the back of my legs to open my guard. So straight away, I know exactly what he has to do and how he has to do it. Even though I might have limitations to my position, I have a lot more things that I can do that he can do. And the reason I kind of correlate with the down is because once I'm in close guard, if I'm effective with my close guard, it's pretty rare that he's going to be able to submit me inside my close guard, right? Unless I make a big mistake and he chokes me or something like that. But his submission rate has gone down dramatically and mine has just gone up dramatically, right? His ability to take my back now is pretty much non-existent, and mine is, it's a really good chance I can take his back. His passing, without opening my leg, has gone down dramatically, and mine, I can start to sweep him really easy. So my control has gone through the roof, and his control is now really limited, right? But there's a few things that we need to understand how to play this position to make it more effective for us, all right? So the first thing that you need to do is once you close your legs, you don't have to go nuts yet. You can relax a little bit. As in relax, I mean, you don't have to be like grabbing and pulling and just doing things, squeezing your legs too much. You can relax your legs. You can let your hips just hang, your knees hang, let the weight of your legs close the guard, all right? You don't have to use muscle here. Just the gravity of your knees and legs hanging will keep your feet closed. You don't want to go too low, all right? Yeah, he's just going to start to put pressure. Remember, the whole idea for Gav right now is he wants to put pressure on the back of my ankles to open my legs so he can start to pass. So keeping your legs up near around the belt line or higher is good. The higher you go with your guard, so like let's say I'm trying to get an arm across and I'm working my guard up, I'm going more into attacking position up here, all right, and sweeping. Here, I'm just more like controlling the position a little bit here. Cool? So you don't have to go too crazy. Now, what are things that we look for when we're inside close guard? All right. The main thing you're going to see is people try to get the arm across. And that's great. If you can get the arm from one side to the other, this is like a highway. It opens up all this space on the side so we can start to sit up. We can start to look for all different things. We can sweep from here, we can take it back, and we can start to submit. So an arm across in close guard is great. All right. That's what we're kind of looking for. All right. Most crew, when they're here, they're just trying to pull the arm across. It's pretty ineffective. He just makes a grip and it goes like this, all right? So one thing you can do to try to work on getting an arm across is just open your legs briefly, make a grip inside the collar and just turn your body and reclose your legs. And now I've got his arm across my body, all right? So I'm not gonna fight against his arm. I just move my body to the side and I can start to control. Another thing, guys, that Gav's gonna try to do here is the closer that he gets to me, the more submissions I have and the more sweeps that I have, right? The further his shoulders are away, as in like, yeah, like this, the less submissions I've got. Like it's harder to choke, it's harder to arm lock, all right? The closer he comes down, look, the easier it is for me to start to set up arm locks and things, right? So I want him to get closest, not super close, but I want him closer than what he's gonna allow me to have him. So how does he stop himself from coming forward? All right, the first thing that someone's going to do in your close guard when you close it is they're going to build a structure, right? A frame. Cool? Now, you see how Gav's got both hands back? Look, there's no frame coming forward now. So if he starts to try to stand, I just bring my knees forward. I'm going to break his posture every time. So the structure he has to build, that one hand here. The second hand, it's going to move around. It could be on my leg, it could go back, some guys take it right back, some guys push on the knee, some guys hold the hip. It's gonna vary, but right now you don't need to worry about that hand right now, all right? Because if I can deal with this arm's gonna become obsolete anyway. He's not gonna be able to get the pressure he needs to open my legs. The problem with this is this structure is every time I go to sit up, I can't get my body close that I need to. Every time I pull him forward, look, that's right there in the way, all right? So this is a big problem in the closed guard. This is what most people are going to do. They do this so they can stand, and they've got a nice formed structure, and it makes it hard for me to do much. So we're going to learn what to do about this. Now, the principle behind this is like this, guys. If he grabs two hands, the principle is like this. It's got to be a timing thing. I'm not just going to grab him and just pull him towards me for no reason. This is just silly. I can make him use more energy than I'm using, right? So if I do make a grip, I'm going to see which arm is on top, and I would grip over the top of that top arm. But for now, I don't want you guys to work on that. All I want you guys to work on is how to use your hips and your knees to break posture, right? So when Gav makes this structure, his elbow needs to be locked, like kind of locked or close to locked, all right? And what that's going to do is when I pull, he doesn't have to use much energy and he can now block my position. So what I want you guys to do is just grab underneath the elbows, all right? And we're kind of like flaring the arms out, all right? But you need to sort of do it when they start to stand. If I just do this and go to pull, it's not going to work. But as you rock, yes. See? So as he starts to rock, so you need to be feeling through your legs and through your hips. And the way that I break the posture is once I've got the elbows out, look, I drop my hips down like a drop. So almost like I'm arching my lower back, and I drive my knees towards my shoulders and try to do it a little bit on the side so you don't get a face full of gav right here. I mean, I don't mind having gav in my face to face, but if you don't want to get headbutted, just move your head to the side a little bit because he is going to come forward, right? So I just want you guys to hold like that and then just feel the position. And when you feel that weight come up, boom, just bring him forward, right? And this is where we can start to break that posture. And we might come over the top and grab the belt. And look, we might start to scoot out to the side. And now we can start to attack a better in the closed guard. But if we can't break that posture, I'll show you guys another way to do it as well. But if we can't break that posture, he's going to get up. And if he gets up, if he gets that second leg up, now we can't pull him forward at all. He's really strong here now. All right? I'm going to have to try to do some other things to try to unbalance him and stuff. Cool? So, 1, 2. If he makes this, 1, 2, classic position. Look, as I feel him, I just want you guys to sort of go here and then go again. Just do a couple each to get this timing. 1, 4. And you see I'm just bringing my knees like towards me. So I'm pushing my hips down. That engages my legs and then just driving my knees forward. Cool? So 1, 2. And keep him down. Cool? It's a super simple drill, guys, but it's a timing thing. If you try to do it too early, you're not going to be able to do it. And if it's too late, they're going to stand up. Cool? And then we'll have a look at the next one after that. Right, so on 3, guys. 1, 2, 3. Grab your partner and go through it, guys. If you need help, just yell out. Thanks, Gabby. Yell out, I'll come around. If you want to finish like try to shoot out to the side, put it down.
That's on. it's good.
Yeah, I've got it on that.
But like, it's so under there.
Or you can just go.
Block that way. What no, so at the same time,
Just like that. Yeah. When I do it, I try and get some
you know, your head like,
yeah, not really.
the weight, you find I'll take that. It would be like, like over that side, have it shoulder, and like, when you're breaking it's just like you say, like,
Oh, yeah, so it's like a wrist.
you want to hit like,
and you're keeping the tension there. That's it. Put more tension on this. I'll have that arm. And then if it comes here, like if they just want to give it up, sweet. Yeah, if they cover that. That tension, I think you need to bring it up. You like to stretch the air. Yeah, if you like to try posture.
Everyone does it. Did a lot of
Okay, back to the middle, guys. All right, so the next one's like simple as well, but I say they're all simple. If you guys need to move around to see you guys coming close to see, if you need to move around or whatever, you want to love it. So I say these are all simple, but it's all timing and understanding of the positioning of the body and the way it works. So I'll say to the guys over here, a lot of the time, it's about how to understand how the weight rocks back and forward and things like that, right? So, for example, like if Gav wants to stand up, a lot of the time when people stand in the guard, they go here, their hands are like this. All right, you got to see guys like just grip the sleeve a little bit here. They just go back in, and they're like this, right? Or they might be grabbing the pants like this. There's not much going on. But really what I'm waiting for is just that feeling of any weight coming forward. So if he goes to stand and any weight comes forward, I'm going to be able to tip him and sweep off it, right? So that's what I'm waiting for. Just like here, wait, and sweep. Or you see how he put his hand on the mat? There's an easy arm lock there. So if his weight gets tipped and then he starts to put his hands on the mat, that's where it opens up the position, right? So it's just like a guard. You open up, you create space, and that's going to create opportunity to go to the back, submit, whatever you guys want to do. So the second one we're going to do, then we're just going to get into some rounds and roll, is when they have one hand, this hand's floating, right? So I'm going to still look for that same thing. If the shoulders start to come forward, I can break posture, right? Most people bring the shoulder slightly forward when they start to try to stand. What they should be doing is leaning to the side and then coming up and then leaning other side and then they go up, right? So any type of like movement forward, that's what I'm looking for with my sweep or looking for to break posture. So this position here, if he goes here, arm here, I'm going to bring my arm over the top. If he pulls his arm out and goes again, grips, I just let go, re-grip, and go over again, and this time I grab the sleeve. So now he can't he can't bring his hand over. If he lets go of the grip now I've got the arm across, which is what I want to try to come and take it back or to submit. The other good thing about this is, even if I start to bring my body to the side, if you were here last time, it's like an arm across, even though he's still gripping. And I don't care if I don't break this grip either, he can have it. But I can jump my legs up, and now I'm in a really strong position to play guard, attack the guard, right? Attack position here, like omoplatas, triangles, arm locks, and everything. Cool? So, one, if they go hand, which they have to build the structure. You just grip or hand over the top and grip at the same time, open your legs and go here. If you can't move to the side, don't worry, just go here, because if he tries to go up now, let's break his posture again. You see? So anytime I feel like he's going to go up, you see how he's so far forward, like you're going to put that hand where you would have again. Now look, if he goes up, it's so easy to break posture here. I'm not even trying to do that, to break his posture. I'm not like this. Like you see people go like this, but I'm not pulling at the wrong time. But what's the right time, right? When he starts to go forward, or if he does get one leg up, when he gets the second leg up, as it goes off the floor, it's got to be timed. If he can stand, now I can't break his posture. It's really hard. Cool, it's going to be much harder. If he's two knees and he's not leaning forward, it's hard. So here, wait, feel that first step, second step. That's when you've got to break the posture. All right, go to the side. If he lets go, perfect. That's my arm across. If not, I can start to attack. All right, cool. So we've got three things we're going to practice here. One, hand over the top, grab the sleeve. Cool. Another thing we can do, we can use our elbow on top of the elbow and break this if we need to. So we can use that in conjunction with our legs moving forward. So one, like this. You guys can open slightly, twist, start to look for that position with the leg over the top of the shoulder. Two, if he just starts to bring his weight forward without stepping, so before he even gets up, he's just too far forward, break. And three, if he steps the second leg up, break him down. Cool? And all the time you can be hunting this side and getting this off if you need to go to the back or something. Cool? Right, let's go. One, two, three. Let's go, guys. Thanks, Brad. If you need help, guys, I'll come around.
Yeah. So this one here is like, so when you pull the key, you want to hold like
Guys, add a little spice onto it if you can. If you want it, and move around to the back, start looking for things, all right?
yeah, okay. So, yeah, I'm trying to hit it. That makes it harder.
That one, that's always the strong side. And people, that's the one.
No, sorry, you feel like that. It's like,
It stops me from like even if I just like
All right, guys, go grab a quick drink if you need one. Let's start some free rolling around now. 6 minutes. All right, guys, grab your partner, free rolling round. Let's go. We'll go for each other 6 minutes, change up each 6 minutes. Let's go. Hips are close. His hips are higher than my hips. So if I push my foot over his head, it creates this like lift. Watch. See? So as I do that, I turn my heel out. I turn my heel out. See? Now I'm in. See? So it's not a move of my whole body. I stretch. That raises my hip. And as I stretch my hip, I turn my heel outward. And now I'm on. You've got a hold there, then you make your elbow, so now your elbow's stuck like this. And I'm going to hip screw like that is strong. That's hip screw. Which made a little shooting.
My grip on your knee, like a
So I'll show you a follow-up because this position is like always very heavy.
And do the heavy person.
Yeah. So what I do here is so I go here, guys, twist, go here. He goes heavy in his butt. So now you just go like put your weight in your butt. Now keep your knees down. So yeah, just like that, right? So you get like this. So now it's hard to get the slip on that side even though I got the arm drop. So I go keep this arm on here, keep everything tight, hand comes under, and I grab all the way through. So my bicep is on his tricep. I bring it towards me and I hug both. From here, all I do is I bring my leg like I'm gonna push away. Same thing. Push, push, push. Stretch my hips forward.
There's no way you can sit back. It's so right.
See all these positions work because they're so strong. They're just fucking. Doesn't matter what you do, hard to stand. Very hard. Well, it makes you use all this energy. Do you know this? You get better.
So I'll let go of this one. What am I doing with the bricks here? Am I just
Stretch your body. Yes. So now the more you lift away, the more you can get up the front. There you go.
and you just set up
Well,
the
you
arm
need to
up.
look at your X-Mount arm lock or your Kimura arm lock.
I'm still holding the gate.
That's brutal, but
And if you push it too much, he's down, he's like, fuck, he's going to try to be that way. Go back the other way. So the key to a good pendulum sweep is there's two things. I'm going to go over all these pretty detailed. There's two things that you need to do when you do a good pendulum. One is keeping your legs really long, not like an angle. So the pendulum leg needs to go down almost like a pendulum line, like that, and keep going on the ground. If you can't bend, then you're going to be going up over your own leg. So for example, if I do a pendulum, arm across, go here, I go to do a pendulum, I go here, and I bend my leg. Now I have to get up over that knee. See, like when I do the pendulum, I hit, two legs come up high, this leg comes around in a circle, now my hip is low. So what you do is a lot of guys make this mistake. They get the weight on, and then they go like this, and they bend their legs. This leg needs to come out like both legs, and then look. See that my thigh is this way? My leg is long, and now my hips are close. If the hips aren't close, and now I'm going to get out. Until you get the guard back, and I've got to fight against my own body. So, high, low, swing, low, down. Let the legs go. Don't stop it. All the way on my chest. All the way off me. So now the legs are light. So I need to swing through. Just wait until you come to the so you see how it's all still here? I feel like I'm guys, if you need to
I'm in Jiu Jitsu in Adelaide. I'm doing class yesterday. I just got up here in regular.
You've been watching Something's coming. again. Oh, I you don't have that control. That's why I like the leg over the shoulder. That way, in the gear. That slide up. Yeah, you play so, yeah, like it's just sometimes they're holding it so much that it actually stops the elbow. And then you're like, that elbow's so long.
I do that thing you do.
Yeah.
I do that. I sort of make them think about this. Don't just like go from here.
Yeah, nice.
So that's why. No getting it's like. I think I need another way because you can't do that. There's no
Well, the guy's pushing like this, you know, yeah. So you just push the elbow in and then hit the escape a little, yeah. So hold the wrist, hit like, and then you've got that avenue to throw the leg up over the top.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's just getting that elbow through.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Let's go. It's going to be who gets that first. Yeah, I even like a triangle. Over the arm,
Can I ask something else really quick? What advice do you go to the car club when you go to the league? It's like there's one thing you go to the league club, that's all right. It's like set up the two cars down the way. Sit on top. Yeah, they get one league like that there.
Yeah. So what do you do here? So I'll show you what I like to do. I like to change
Yeah. So, let's say I'm here, the knee pain. No, so you've got to extend that leg so go on the outside of your leg.
Oh, right.
Yeah, but under my own.
Okay. And do I have to be running?
Okay, step this leg in. Okay. Yeah, like this.
Yeah.
Other way. Yes.
Okay.
You've got to go like that with your hands to the underfoot. Yeah, you can sit there. Now slide. Very rare, like a leg and a hand on that. Two crew. probably get pulled from YouTube now. Oh.
I need to process.
You get something who's super value that can be really deadly. The leverage with your leg and the grip when you need to. You don't need to, like one of the things that people do is like, they get close out and they wouldn't utilize them necessarily, and then even if they do get to go across, they're like, I don't know what to do next. So what do I do next? Like, I can't go to the, I don't know how to go to the back, I don't know how to reach that power. So then you go, oh, where do I go from here? Whereas if you take some posture, usually it will lead you to a position where you can start to go. But a lot of the time in close out, there's like a little, when they stand up, that lumberjack is the pump, which is really subtle, but if you don't do the base in a way where they don't have any strength in there, it gives you more base in there. It's a really good system as well. Like what does that thing? Like I like to watch this, but let this, like the one I take it, someone's standing like they stand at their legs and start forward, just hold it in place. Easy. Yeah. When you get a good sleep, especially when you do a sleep, you feel like it's light. You're not like the can't do anything. It feels so good when you feel like that. So controlled.
Nagi or something like that.
Yeah, like a beautiful.
Yeah. And then when you come up,
you just feel them go over. There's nothing that they can do in that moment.
yeah.
At that moment when they're in the air, it's hard to do. They're totally controlled in every way. It's like such a good feeling. I just feel good. Oh, I was pumped up.
I've been watching. We're talking about it.
Jacare. Careful, Jacare. Whoa! Whoa! Hit the ball back. Yeah, that's a crux bud, that one. That's a Donald Cerrone. So many times. So here, the right rep in here, you go palm up, so you hold the sleeve, you go palm like this, drive it all the way out, grab the wrist, right? From here, break the grip, hold the hand. You go over the top, go here, like that. If he tries to push my wrist here, push it on, you go here. The other one. Just get this one here, once you get here, he goes here and grabs the gear and puts it in my armpits. Hold it to the back of the elbow. Especially if he bends his arm. Yeah. Oh, they're everywhere, bro. Whenever I watch the highlights, I notice they're doing it everywhere. Like everywhere. So
Sweet.
Oh, no, it's when they do that. That's right. It's when they do that. Yeah. It's when they go behind that.
Cheers. Is there a worry that they break that?
Yeah. Like, that's an hour. Break and close guys and then like that. And then let's say you're trying to do flower kick. So I bunker in, get my elbows, so I'm moving around like this. My hand goes back, thumb goes to your thumb, and I just roll and rip off. And then I keep it. Yeah. So I use that a lot when the guys are like when I do a knee cut and the guys grab my pant. Grab thumb to thumb, and I roll the grip off, and I steer. You're not pushing it, so you're gonna open your body up and try to stop that. So as you stop that. But if that guy's got the flower grip, that guy's got the flower sweep grip. They need that grip there and the leg grip. And a lot of guys don't. They try and break this grip. They don't worry about that, but actually just grab that, and then just grab it and put it here. Yeah, because see how the hands are like that? If you're gripping your fingers in there, I can't get my leg back, so you just roll it. So even if you're playing like, on one knee down, one knee up, you're playing second. Well, I was glad maybe something closer, like, you're playing like this or something, you grab my knee. Yeah, like that, and I'm like, fuck, this grip is fucked, I can't get my knee away. Just roll it off. So you remember, you're always breaking your grips to the fingers. You roll it off, and then yeah.
I've been trying to do like wrist locks from, when you get like Kimura where you're sitting on their head. Because it can be really hard to pull that arm out.
Oh, yeah.
I've been trying to figure out wrist locks from there. Just like normal grabbers, just like yeah. Because the way I've been trying to look up, so like when you go on your side, it's like I'll try
Okay, that's alright. Yeah, you can do this one too, like a control, which is another strong one, which is, when the guy's here, and you like that, and they put their hand like this.
Oh, you've done this.
They put this hand on the shoulder. You just use your chin to keep the hand in place, and you bring your arm over the top and line it up.
You guys can do all that now. So if you hear that,
Or another one when you're standing up. So standing up, you make a grip on the collar and hold the wrist. Go backwards and down. If I go forward, you can pull it out.
So I'm going to keep going back.
You've got a pump in there, it's putting it on.
so then as well, if they do try and step out, that's where you can probably shoot the shit too, isn't it? Like,
Even here like this, like just before you get it, we'll set it up the other one. When I grab the other one, grab the first one, like this. And then it's just like a wall. Yeah. I'm not going to go all the way back to the there. The other one I like a lot is when you get I work with my leg over there. Yeah, when you go like that and they grab over the top like this, like that and like that. And you try and pull the arm out there, like go like this. You just go here, one.
Cool question. It was this, you had it, and then I went like that. Which is exactly what I thought. Swap it through and then go under it.
The other thing is, remember what you've got here is still an arm across. So if you keep this here and hold your game, and now you open this thing and swing your body this way. No, go back this way and swing your body this way. You now have the back. So an arm lock is an arm across and an arm up. So it's an arm lock, but it's also an arm across. So, and now you've got another chance to bring this head back inside. And then you've got another chance to reset the arm lock. Or you can go back. So ultimately, you can just swing yourself back. I want to get solid at it where it's like I can go there, I'm comfortable, it's like manage progressive. I got my bike up on that thing. I need to have like a fail zone. That's going to be hard. Whenever you do an arm up, you can go both sides. You just get it side to side. You could probably do it's hard when you get the left arm over the top of the leg. The rib area. So you've got to sort of work on another pivot. Like that. So I pivot back to the arm lock and pivot back to the back.
If they were flat on their back,
Yep.
and you had the arm like this, because I actually moved it from here to here,
Yeah.
And I thought that, like, because me and Tyson always get in these battles where he just like starts to push this armor, and then your defense is really good that way. I think your roller starts rolling and get out of that somehow. So that's why I went. That's my thought process behind tucking it there.
Yeah.
But is it?
Well, that's going to be hard for you now because if you start hitting this leg down now.
Well, I think that's what happened when I went.
Yeah. So now you almost you got to pivot. It's hard to pivot, but if you grab each other arm now and you pull it across the body, it's hard to do it. That's why your head is too far. Yeah, and the legs got to so you either got to bring your butt down or you got to bring this very ball. Like what I was thinking was like, you can go that way, and you legs up like the car, and if you have that, you can control that, and then you can bring this across you and then you move it around, where you go back. So you can bring this like back around here, back now you're more centralised with the ground again or whatever. Yeah. It's a hard position because it's not the out of position. Yeah. So it's good defense. But if you put the leg over, instead of putting, so if you go down on your back, instead of putting that leg in, like grab the grips that you grab, so you're like that, Tommy. So you went like that. Yes. What I would do is I would go like that. So now if he swings up, he's swinging up into triangle. You know? So just by changing the leg, instead of putting that leg there, just by putting that leg there, you've got options. You can go behind the head, like if he lets go of that, you can go behind the head. Or if he holds that, he can't come up now. So you just by putting your foot over here, you've stopped him from coming up.
Is that when I come onto your leg like that to kill your triangle to get out?
Yeah, you can. You could, yeah. You could try to kill it, but like, you know, I'm going to be still like punching it. So I've got a good, like I can still pull my leg out, you know. But like I'm not going to leave. So my leg's going to be like that and like that. So if you start trying to grab my leg, I could easily block this. You know. So I'd rather this leg than this one. This one's kind of like, yeah, this is going to get trapped.
That's like that's what the position you want to be when you're extending.
Yeah.
It's good though because like now I've kind of got that out.
Yeah, so go this way if you're going to go anyway. You can cross. Sometimes you can cross, but the problem is it makes your legs one unit. So if he attacks this bottom leg, if you grab that bottom leg and start pushing it, you're pushing both of my legs. Yeah. So you always want to have your legs apart as much as possible, you know. Or you know, if he's doing stuff like that, you might kick away and go here or something, you know. Yeah. Actively using your legs, yeah. And what I like to do is I like to do everything that way. So like, and what I like to do too is, see how my arm's in. I like the other arm in, so then I can hold the leg. So now, like, let's say he does get to here, and he goes to sit up. Let's say you just go sit up. Like I can put his leg back out. You see? Yeah. You want so the hand's a bit wrong and the legs are a bit wrong. But if you do get your legs wrong, you want your hand active. So a lot of guys do this, and then what happens is this hand's just floating here doing nothing. So to use both hands, just do that, because then you can do that. You can hold the hip, you can push the legs.
They can't do that like thumb down.
Yeah, they can't do the thumb down. You try for a escape, you can hold it. Yeah. That's the thing. That's like that. They can't run. They can't turn in. They can't do anything.
That's just fixing that shitty armbar.
What should I do if I do that?
What you're doing.
Yeah,
I'll show you how I escape. Right? My go-to is same as what you're doing. Right? But what I do is I grab my hips and grip. You can cut your leg out of your hand. Instead of like holding like this, I don't like this because it's so much structure. It's so easy to get the arm. I like this. elbow. So now I put my elbow under your leg. Now I use my legs and I swing and I go here. See? Like that. Now from here, I use my knees. See? So now from here, I open. And I go here. You swing now.
Fucking hell. Awesome. It's like a deep arm.
Yeah, it's a deep half. It's like a deep half.
Yeah. It's like deep half, but from
Arm lock.
arm lock. So
So if you can get that leg, you try and get that leg.
I do it with my elbow long. So I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. Because this fist can get broken. So I go like that. Strong. The more you pull on that, the stronger this thing does. So I pull back and I go here. Yeah. So then when I go here, and even if I get to here, you might have this. Yeah, it's hard for you now. I just keep putting my weight on you.
Because I should start trying to go to the back, hey, because I'm across.
You should
Get your back taken. Like,
Well, if I'm
Yeah. But my back.
no, as in that like deep half hooky position.
Oh yeah.
Like if you're on some crab ride, you can take it back. Yeah, if you like shoot it all the way over.
Can you take it back?
Yeah.
I've done that. I push it that way. But yeah, like this, I pull my leg. I come over the top and pull my leg.
Yeah.
Because then I'm.
So that gable's just holding you all the way.
Yeah. I just use it so I can use my elbow because you can't use this arm to block. So this arm allows me to, you know. And then the other one I do is the Keenan one, where it's like if I can't get my hands together, I just like make it this, and then I put my leg over the top like that, or what is it? Like that or whatever. So you go like that. So now I make a ball and chain. So if you pull on that arm, it's really difficult to get out. You've got to clamping my fist down into my fist is in like a triangle.
Yep.
So if you try to pull my hand out, and the fist stops, my leg out. Yeah. So, but if it's an arm lock from, here, like this one, sorry, mate. This one like this, right? This is a little different. So guys tend to stack like this, and that's when they scan and charge. I like to stack it that way. Leg the opposite leg. Instead of stacking that way, I like to stack like this, and then I use my hip, and I shrug my hip behind the thigh. So I go here. See? And then from here, I just work this leg down. Oh, yeah. Because this way, it'll help you, but it prolongs. And if you know how to stop a stack, a good stack, just close your legs like close guard.
Yes.
Now open your knees. Yeah, now open your legs.
Oh, like pull it off.
Down, come down.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So see if I'm stacking hard.
Flare the knees
Legs.
and then bridge.
Open the legs.
Yep.
Open the legs back up.
Oh,
Yeah.
and just push on your neck
Yeah.
with that one.
Yeah, because what happens in a stack is I regain my posture. So when you're doing outline, see how my body's bent?
Yeah.
My posture's broken.
Yeah.
When I regain my posture, I can stack. So what you've got to do is close your guard.
Yep.
Now open your knee. Now watch my spine. My posture's break. Open. Push. Now my spine's bent again.
Yeah.
So instead of stacking like that, I like to stack like that. So now I'm shimmying this way, and then I push this one in. So now I lock all this.
That's the Jared stack.
Yeah.
The double stacker.
That's the double stack.
It's the opposite side, but it works better because it brings the legs onto the side that you can actually escape on, rather than having it on the other side where you can twist and turn. You can re-break my posture and everything like that.
Hence their hips that one side too. Like
Yeah.
they can't free.
Well, they can't. It takes the elbow out of position because you want my elbow straight. So if I stack traditionally, my elbow's still straight. If I stack the opposite side, my elbow bends, which takes my arm becomes like this, right? 1, 2, 3. See my hip? So then my elbow, even if you put the arm lock on now, my elbow like bent. It's not in the right position.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be stacking like that way, and at the same time, like shrugging the feet down underneath my body.
Could I get it off an overhook on that angle? Under the armpit?
Which one?
That arm lock? So you say, like you change that angle there. If I went,
But if you like this,
Oh no,
it's much harder.
yeah, okay.
So it's still same.
Still same.
Because what I'm doing is I'm throwing your hips, I'm moving my body away, so your hips are staying in the same position, but I'm swinging my hip out of the way.
Yeah.
So now our hips aren't lined up anymore. So as I move my body, it brings my shoulder, my elbow, and my hip on the wrong direction. So you have to like move over here and then re-stretch it out again, which is just hard when I'm putting pressure down.
So just to recap, just that standard armbar.
Standard arm bars.
Standard. So I should be doing that.
But a lot of the time, they'll like white belt just trying to push that. You know what I mean? So like, say they're grabbing their own gi, and then they'll fight that leg, sorry, the leg.
Top?
Yeah, they'll like be pushing it off like that, and then like, you find yourself near it quite a bit, you know, like
Yeah, that's all right. Just bring the knee behind the head.
the knee behind the head, and then that's
Yeah, and
when
then
it's like,
just work on getting that arm over there, yeah. Just like that. Yeah.
I just got to not freak out when I'm here.
You can do a choke in there too.
Yeah.
You can see the
Yeah,
choice.
so I like it a bit better than a scissor choke. You can do that too, but it's a bit brutal. You know, when you're like this, he's trying to push like that. You go in and slide down the hand and grab the lapel. Now I bring my knee under and turn my knee up. Right there. So if I'm here and he's pulling, just like this pushes my leg.
Well, that's it. Can you go back to that position there? So with that figure 4 kind of armbar, what do you actually, if you actually go for the armbar, how are you pulling it back while, you know how the figure 4 kind of...
Right, so the first thing I like to do is get my hand, I don't grab the wrist, I grab right inside the palm of the hand.
Yeah.
Because now I've got manipulation of his hand and wrist, so it makes it much easier. So I'm not pulling it.
Yeah.
The next thing I do is I won't do it, I'll leave my head for comfort, but I lean this way and I use my knees and squeeze them and go here. And then from here, I bring the hand to my belly, keep it like this, and so now I've got control of the thumb still, even though it's upside down. And then what I do is I turn back, and by the time I turn back, the arm's already gone. Yeah.
So you're keeping it the whole way.
Oh yeah, keep my belly
And
close.
You keep your belly, like, you keep your belly and your chest close.
Something like that.
Just hold it, grab here, suck,
Turn.
turn.
Roll.
Sorry, that's...
It's fucking brilliant when it's there. It's like...
Oh yeah. Because what I'm doing is, as I'm leaning out, I'm pulling your arm with me.
Your pec, yeah. Like your pec's
Yeah.
gonna tear.
It'll tear your pec, yeah. Because
Yeah.
what you're doing is when they're like this and you go over here, you're not just holding here, you're leaning off him, so you're pulling the arm around and then going like that, so you're fully extending the elbow as it goes around.
Fucking brutal.
I usually get it, you know, like when you've got that kind of back situation going on, and I'll either work the half Nelson or whatever. But I'll go that way, and then I'll come up, go that way. And then I'll either sit back or keep the weight down there and then pop up over here.
Yeah, but you can do that, just do it like that. So as you fall, naturally that knee will want to come up. Yeah. You see what I mean? So once you're like that, you've got that over that way. Almost when you step this leg over, instead of putting your foot on the ground, step this leg over like you're gonna. No, go back, and step, and then lean your hip that way, and let your foot just guide through this way. Yes, like that. So now as you sit over here, that leg's gonna naturally come up.
Yeah.
Now you don't even have to put it in. You can just
Put your knee behind your shoulder.
Yeah, just put your knee behind the shoulder, and now lean. Yes, now keep leaning. Now once you're back, it's going to circle out. It's already on.
That's fucking
See?
It's not even the arm, it's a pec at that
Yeah,
point.
yeah. It's like
And
it
you're back
pulls
there.
the pec muscle because
Yeah.
you're extending the arm as you go.
And they're like forcing it back, like
So when I do the one
Yeah.
for side control,
try to defend it.
you're going like this, right? So when you're here like this, you bring the leg up, and instead of stepping your leg over, you're just letting it pull.
Yeah.
So as you go, now you just keep that leaning going. And then come back.
That's fucking
Yeah. It's the momentum of it.
Yeah, when your arm's here, you want to tap. It's not your arm, it's straight.
It's much stronger. And plus, the whole body weight is hanging off their arm. So with strong guys, if if they're holding tight, you just like this, and you just turn your head so I don't. You just lean. See, and then this hand is just to. So now it's just lean here. Just lean on the arm. Just the weight of your body is hanging all on that shoulder and arm, and eventually the arm gets tighter. And you're picking at the finger, you're picking at the hand, and rolling it. Yeah. Well, you can do the choke too, you know. Yeah. And the other one you can do is if you get a really strong guy. This is completely legal, so you can go here. If they're really strong, you can just bring your shin down the neck. Would you recommend that? Fuck, if you got someone who's fucking strong as fuck and you can't get the arm out, that choke's good. Because you lean over your shit and pull the head up. Yeah, it's like a yoga bladder almost. Yeah. There's a few different ways to get the arm out, like for example, one of them is something like that. Another one you can do is put your arm in. So if you're holding like this and you got that arm free, like your style you were doing, and you feel like you're like, oh, fuck, what do I do with it? He's really holding on tight. You can go other arm in, and you go right down so the elbow joint goes right onto his wrist. And then I lean out to the side and I bring this arm inside. And then I grab my hands together and I twist.
Oh, yeah, fuck. That's like shoulder.
Yeah. So this is good, like if they're holding onto there or they're holding their own arm or whatever, like this. Yeah, like that. You go in, 1, 2, 3, and you just pull it out like that.
You just finish it there, wouldn't you?
You can, but you do want to get it. I prefer to take it with me, yeah. And another one is like if they're holding onto like their gi jacket like that and you can't get it out, you can always turn your wrist up and you just bring your leg over the top and then close it. Bicep thrust, yeah. It's like a bicep. There's a lot of pressure on the forearm, yeah. I don't know if you guys know how to do that in Auckland, but yeah.
No slices.
I'm not sure.
Actually, it might be brown and black.
I think brown and black.
We can only wrist lock. That's the only thing we get.
Little wrist lock from lasso too. So if you get a nice lasso, talking about wrist locks before, you go lasso, and what you do is you stretch back up, or you can be on the side, and look, you go 1, 2. If you got that lock, you go here. If the guy's pressuring you or whatever really hard, you push him back with it, or you can finish him with it.
That's how I get
Sweet, you know? Yeah. Well, if you're here, you can do it in the slice. You don't even have ready. You can go there, but you can finish it on the bottom. You can finish it on the bottom. Do your last like just when they're just practicing, they're just like, let's say you go through like you did something, like zero effort. So let's say you put your head in and you go around like this, like where the guy gets like grab under his shoulder. Now so you get a good grip on that. This is what guys do this. Like, that's the outside. They come around and grab your head, you know, and they're like this. Yeah, so you go 1, 2, and then you just extend the leg.
Oh, yeah. I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, well, if you pass like that, and the guy knows it, but I'm not sure. You guys need to be careful doing that. So I don't know. I think it's only brown and black.
It's just wrist locks.
Wrist locks are allowed.
Yeah.
So let's say passes around. So go.
I don't even want to put in my pressure. Yeah.
It sucks.
It's fucking terrible. You don't have to.
And let's say nothing. Like this. No, he has to back out. You can't back out if you're pulling your shoulders forward.
If you put that on, like you actually want to hurt me, there's no fucking way that I'm
Put my back in time. Because what that does is it's different to an arm lock. Because what you're doing is, as you pull this down, you're pushing that away, which is actually separating the joint. It's not breaking the bone or this and that. It's actually just like completely separating. So this part's coming down, this part's coming up. It's fucking just pain. Probably your forearm would break before your joint would actually fuck out though.
If no one, there's no way you back it all the time. If you just fucking grab it and just bang, you can't be so violent.
That you'll have to fucking do that. Yeah.
That'd be
Oh,
that'd Pete the Greek.
You gotta fucking learn that. Shove this properly.
Oh, when you just bend it in and
Because that thing, you can fucking tap a lot of people quickly and stuff like that. Because you can start to actually come and grab you. As soon as they grab you and then you lean down, your arm bends. As soon as your arm bends, you put it on. And then because as soon as the wrist goes, people tap quick. It's not like an arm lock where they hold off. Wrist locks, man, as soon as they go on, people go, ugh. They just like, it's like a reaction. It's not like a choke hold or a knee bar or like an arm lock or a choke people hold out. It's like as soon as they put their wrist on, they go, and they just go,
yeah.
They go, ah! And if they go like that, it's intense.
On that topic of like leading on to the national versus, like, what do you, how much do you think we should be training?
Oh, we're going to go for
What kind of training? Like, because I'm thinking like sprints after like
you should probably be incorporating a fair bit of that. Like, not heaps of it, but you need to get, like, if you're going to, like, put it this way, if you think that you're going to have a lot of fights in the division, let's say you think you're going to have 6 fights in the division, you should be doing 12 rounds. Like, but you can't do that every night, right? So you might go like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, or something. You do 12 rounds. You're going to do double the amount of rounds that you're going to do that you think you might fight. And then on top of that, do some like on your off days, maybe come in on like Tuesday, Thursday, just roll really light, do some 10, and then maybe do like some fucking conditioning or something. And maybe a bit of running or something like that, you know? Like, you just want to have the cardio to be able to go through the rounds and recover. It's more recovery cardio, you know? So it's like,
well, I couldn't recover.
No, that's the thing. Like, but you were sick like a week before the comp, so it's a lot different when you're like sick a week before the comp. Yeah.
Yes.
I've been in that life, when I was talking to me that day, like I've been in that condition.
Yeah, it's
I reckon, honestly, I do, and do like little props as well, leading up.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
Like,
anything you get into, do it.
every round,
Every comp, do it. Yeah.
especially the round, like round ones, they're like $40, and you get 5
You get 5 fights, it's heaps of experience.
Yeah, and like they're pretty like close together.
Like I said, you guys, like,
And you get those nerves, they end up going away. So that ends up being just like a competition rolling in.
and the other thing is, like, you get that like match awareness. Like, it's like when you're on the mat, you start learning like how to kind of manipulate the mat, how to kind of manipulate the rules a little bit. You're not manipulating the rules, but you're just aware of the rules. You're aware of the space you're in. Or you're thinking about like what you actually need to do to pick up that drug than just going out and just having a roll.
Yeah.
You know, so you're like, right, you know, and that's what I was saying in the group chat. I was like, you've got points, percentages, submissions, you've got DQs, and you've got referees' decisions, but you've also got, in the rules, you've also got time. Time is a massive part of jiu-jitsu. Like, understanding what the time is and how many points you've got, what the time is, how you can manipulate the time for your benefit, and when you're behind, what the time's doing. You need to know, like, you need to get used to like looking at the clock and going like, oh, I'm 2 points down and there's 3 minutes to go. That's cool, I can get the points back. Or I'm 3 points up and I'm up by 7. I need to maintain, but I can't replace it because the guy's going to go hard.
Yeah, that's that.
if you reset, go fucking bang.
Well, if you reset, well, not necessarily, because if you're up by 2 and then there's 30 seconds to go and you reset, you can play the clock. Like, you can be like here and just like move around and just make sure the guy doesn't shoot on you.
I just mean bang in like you're prepared straight away.
Yeah, you need to be focused. Like, as soon as the match starts, you need to be like, right, this is what I want to do, and this is what I want. Like, I've got a plan, and that plan, I want it to go, but if it doesn't go, then I know what I need to do if the plan doesn't go together. Like, You know, so guys that are too strict on their plan, I find once it starts going out the window, they just fucking lose. So you need to have your plan and be like, right, this is what I want to do. And then you're like, right, if it doesn't go to plan, then I'm cool, I can adapt. You know?
I have a question for you. So Marco got DQ for leg race.
Right.
Didn't have control of the action. Didn't get a warning.
Yeah, that's weird. That shouldn't happen.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't be getting finishing the blue belt.
And
No,
that
right.
was funnily enough, that was the same fucking premise. So,
Yeah, so I watched it. So 30 seconds into your first match for the black belt, and you get first match in the black belt.
Well, that's not the rule anymore. So like,
No, it's usually like a warning. It's
well,
it's
actually, you are allowed to leave if you don't have a rule.
Yeah, exactly.
So if the leg's not, if the foot's not,
As long as you don't have control of the ankle.
that's right. Yeah. So you shouldn't. It just should be normal.
I was like,
is a read across the hip or across the midline?
across the belly button.
Across the
basically.
hip.
Yeah.
Is it like a toe across the midline?
It's not a read it's on the hip because it's a single hip.
Yeah.
So as soon as it goes past the midline, it's a read. But you have a read, you don't have control. But what we're gonna do in here is we're gonna bring the computer down here. We're all gonna sit around and organise a couple of different days. We'll come and we'll look at the rules that we'll like troubleshoot. Yeah, we'll all sit around and ask questions and sort of together we'll all brainstorm. Because they have changed it since I've been there.
Oh,
So
yeah.
there's some rules in there that I've got to catch up on too because they change every year. They add and take out every year. So you've got to be up to date with the rules.
You can
Always
beat up like that.
time. Yeah.
When you're up on points and down.
Well, and that's the same as David's the same. So he was up on points and then he got us down as well. So that's something that you need to know. If you're in a white knee and a belt on, you're dark. If you're in a white knee and you don't have a belt on, you're just white. And it's two darkest colours. So like if it's blue or black is dark. White is blue is dark. Which I reckon they should just get to black jeans and comps and just have white blue. So much more easier for people. It's just like white, blue, your light, your dark, you don't have a belt. And if it's double white, it's belt. You know? It is what it is.
I think it was like probably one of the best things you've done already.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for your nerves, you probably would have like easily waste.
Well, you would have got easy gas. You would have done this.
Probably you. That's why I'm doing it. And then I was just
The guy that choked you, I reckon you could beat him any gas. If you have normal rolling in, the club would probably go fucking 9 out of 10 with it.
The reason why I'm so confused, like I'm not confused, I understand what I'm trying to understand. I went out there on that second match because I was thinking, as soon as I was done, I was hands on the knees, off the gas, I was standing straight away, like really into my bracket, and I was off the gas, and I was like, I'm ready to cut this.
Yeah, so you gave up before you.
Exactly, that's what I noticed is like that. So I don't even do that anymore.
But that's all right. That's something you can work on. But that's because all the chemicals in your body are different.
My anxiety,
My anxiety is like playing on. Yeah. So that's something you learn how to deal with that. Because I get anxiety too, especially in competitions when I'm mad anxiety, and you learn how to deal with it.
but as soon as I recognise, it's just my own plan.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. But it's also when you're really tired like that, it's hard to, you don't have the strength inside it. Yeah. But that's all right. That's just my mindset. But if you were fitter, like if you were fitter going into that comp and you were like, right, I think if I can smash 5 rounds, no problem in the comp, it'd be a different story. You wouldn't be thinking like that the next round.
I was thinking 3 fights ahead, and that was the problem too. I was already defeated looking at it 3 or 4 fights ahead.
Don't even look. Just go
When I
and
started just been looking at it with 1 fight and giving that one out, because even if I made it through, then I'd be mad about it. And I wasn't thinking like that.
yeah. You know what I think when I used to compete? Even if I was in every time I went to a competition, I used to think I was the champion of that division already. And I was defending the title, not trying to get home. That was my mindset. So I'm like, well, I'm already here. I'm the champ. These these guys have to come and try and get the title off me, even if I wasn't the champion. And then a completely new belt and new bracket and everything. I was like, I'm the fucking champion, and I'm going to fucking get this title. And anyone who wants to get this title has to come and get it. And that's how my mindset was all the time competing. Because even if I was the champion of the division, I was like, I'm the fucking champion. You got to think, you got to think like, you got to be confident in comp. And confidence can get you through, like, and it is really hard to do. Yeah.
I prepared this. I knew that I was prepared, so that was undermining.
Yeah, the confidence, yeah. So you're like, oh, fuck, I'm not prepared. Well, that's the difference. That's the difference between going to competition and going, I'm just going to go in it, to I want to go in to win it. That's the difference. Yeah.
I got choked up points in the final.
But like, and you were out for like a minute and a half.
Yeah, I was up 8 in the final. 2011.
See you later, crew.